What's going on, y'all? This is Isaiah Fowler, founder of SWAV Eyewear and SWAV Agency, and this is the Starts With a Vision podcast reloaded, baby. And today, man, we talking about should I be the face of the brand, right? So if you're just joining us, like in this podcast journey, this is a relaunch of our old podcast we did some years ago. It was a Starts With a Vision podcast. We had over 300 episodes. We was interviewing people, doing 4 episodes a week. But I went back. I had launched a product-based business. And so then I started to really learn a lot, started working with brands, helped a brand scale to a couple milli. And then I started to really understand what was going on. And I said, I wanted to start, giving people information in the direct to consumer space, because a lot of people were just talking about like e-commerce, but like really, what are the inner workings of real brands, right? Like what is the real ways you could really grow? And so I want to give you that. So that's what this podcast is about. That's what this platform is about. And so we talk about various different topics in the realm of direct to consumer, because I love direct to consumer. I feel like there's no better business model, in my opinion. So today, should I be the face of my brand? That's what we're talking about. So before I say this, before I get into it, subscribe to this YouTube channel, because this is the best YouTube channel on the planet that talks about direct to consumer. So definitely subscribe, because you don't want to miss these videos that we putting out every Monday and Wednesday. You feel me? So should I be the face of the brand, of my brand? So like a quick answer is yes, in my opinion. But I'm gonna tell you why, because I'm gonna give you context, because context is very important with anything that's said. So I feel like a lot of people that are like start their businesses, most of them start their businesses and they don't fully have a grasp on their brand yet. So if you don't have a grasp on your brand, then you're really operating off of like just selling the product. But if you are the face of your brand, that could actually get you in the door, you know what I mean, until you get to a point where you understand your brand, you understand your aesthetic, you understand your mission, you understand your vision, you understand what you're even selling. If you're not the face, then you better be damn good at branding. If you're not the face, you better be damn good at messaging. You better be damn good. You better have a lot of money where you could, market, right? Because when you are the face of your brand, there's certain opportunities that you'll get that another brand wouldn't. And also, you want to think about what industry you're in as well, right? And because we're gonna like really dive into this, but when you really think about it, you want to ask yourself, like, how would I want to be the face of my brand? Because do you want to be the spokesperson of your brand, or do you want to be in all the marketing material of the brand? Like, how do you want to do it? Because you can do it without really being the face. I think that a lot of people think about being the face of their brand, and it's like they're in front of the camera all day, every day, doing all these different videos and stuff like that. That's not what it's really about. But when you're the face of your brand, you're just going to put yourself in a position that's very unique, and you're going to give yourself a really, really, really big advantage, because people are going to know you. And because people are going to know you, they're going to know you for building a brand. And that's just going to come with certain opportunities. So it really, boils down to what kind of opportunities are you looking for? And honestly, what's the end goal? That's why I say everything starts with a vision, because every answer can only be answered once you have defined your vision, right? For some people, you shouldn't be the face of your brand based on your vision. Other people, you definitely need to be the face of your brand based on your vision. So you really want to ask yourself, what's my vision? And that's why I say strategy is so important, right? But, so let's think about this thing, right? Let's break this down. Let's get into it even deeper and deeper. Let's go layers into it. So, number one, I really think that like we're living in a time of personal brands, but let's not get it confused. You don't have to think that you have to try to have a personal brand, right? You can literally share your journey of growing this company, and that can be your personal brand, right? And that can be you being the face of the brand. Meaning, you know, you go from these amount of orders to these amount of orders. You go from doing it in your random, you know, spare room or your bedroom to now having your own space, right? And if you document those things over time, you're just going to grow into you being the face of the brand. And also, it's like, if you're not the face of the brand in the beginning, then how is the brand going to have a personality? Because at some point in time, your brand has to be personified. You're going to have to personify your brand. So if you're not the face of your brand early on, the brand won't have a personality. And it's like, also, who's going to market your product if you're not the face of it in like the very beginning days? So think about it. You start a business, let's say you're selling hats. Okay, like you get the hats, who's gonna sell them, right? You can literally speed up your process if you have a camera and you just start selling the hats. Make a few videos about talking about the hats, talking about the brand. That's just you being the face of your brand because you want to jumpstart it, right? And of course, you can be the behind the scenes person, but also energetically, I feel like if you don't want to be the face of your brand just because you're shy, that's not a good enough reason. Because you got to think about it like this. Having a brand is a responsibility. And so if you're just shy, you're running away from stepping into this responsibility, right? If you're not going to be the face of your brand, just have it be a reason. Don't be like, oh, I don't know. I just don't want to be it. Because you're not stepping up to the plate and meeting and getting to your fullest potential, right? So it's very important you know why you're doing what you're doing. Being the face of your brand can be one of the biggest advantages. Because a lot of times, even last year in COVID, right? A lot of people want to know, is this business black owned or not? If you've never been the face of your brand, then it's like you got to convince people that you are black owned. They may not know, right? But if they see, you know, who's running the company, it's easy. Oh, we already know this is black owned, right? And that's a very small example. Being the face of your brand also allows you to, let's say you want to raise money, right? And let's say over, you know, span of 3 or 4 years, you have been sharing the progression of your company. So now certain investors are already going to be, you know, privy to you. They're going to understand who you are. They're going to understand kind of like how you operate just based on what they see. And they'll be more likely to be like, hey, yeah, cool, right? But if you're not the face of the brand, then the investors won't be able to understand the intangibles of your brand. They'll just only worry about numbers, right? If you're the face of your brand, you will be in a very good position. Let's say you need the people, right? Meaning, let's say one day you want to crowdfund, and let's say you need, you know, $10,000 or $40,000 or whatever. You want to crowdfund. If you're the face of your brand and you've built that equity up, you'll be able to leverage, you know, your name and your personal brand and being in front of the brand like, hey, you know, this is my company. You know, we've been running it for, you know, however long, this is what the sales been, you know, we're going to do this crowdfunding thing. And you're more likely to be able to do it organically, right? I feel like being the face of your brand is a really big hack. And I'm not saying you got to sit up in front of in front of the camera all day, every day. But what I'm saying is, you really can leverage. You can basically build your personal brand and your company at the same exact time and leverage both of them whenever you need them to, rather than, nobody knowing who you are and that's it. But the good part about it is, if you are low key, you can build the brand, because there's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes in business. And you can still have a very strong personal brand without a lot of people knowing you. But being the face of your brand can literally be like, hey, we're going to do this marketing campaign, right? We're going to do this marketing campaign and we're going to shoot we're going to be a part of the video. Because sometimes you are the one who can sell your product best. You are the one who can sell your story best. You are the one who can tell your story best. So you got to know sometimes when it's time to have somebody else in front of the camera for your brand and when it's time to have you in front of the camera for your brand, right? If you're telling the story and literally it's about storytelling, you should definitely be telling the story. But if you are showcasing a product, then, and that's, your storytelling through the showcasing of the product, you can have somebody else, in that, piece of content for the brand. But if we're talking about, what strategical things we should be doing to grow the brand, I don't see anything wrong with being the face of your brand. I see so many benefits of being the face of your brand, but it boils down to, the shyness factor or not, right? So you have to really start digging deep and ask yourself, why do I not want to be the face of my brand? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you have to sit here and go Facebook Live on your personal page to sell products. I'm not saying that at all. I don't do that. But what I am saying is, like inserts, right? I have inserts when people purchase a pair of frames. We have an insert and it's a creative photo of me and it's telling the story of the brand. Because you got to think about it. You are the founder, right? You are the founder of the company. You're the founder. You are the poster child of your company. That's how I look at it. So why would you not want to be the face of the company that you founded? Are you not proud of that? That's how I look at it. You should be proud of what you created. And that's why I say it's always about the brand. Because brand is about not only social proof, but social currency. So if you are attaching your face and your name to a brand that's growing, now when it's time for you to leverage, the results of that brand, your face has already been around. People kind of already understand what it is with you. So now they're not going to shy away from helping you get what you need. And you'll be able to do a lot of different things organically. But if you are not the brand, then it's like it's just this company. It's just a website. But once you put a person in front of that, now it's personified. Now it has character. Now it has a personality. Now people could kind of mesh with it a little bit more. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like being the face of your brand is very, very, very powerful when you know how to do it and when you know how to leverage it. And it adds an element from a content perspective that gives you an advantage that a lot of people don't have or won't have. So to those people that don't want to be the face of their brand, I would really ask you, why not? Right? As long as you have a real solid reason for it, that's cool. I'm not saying sit out here and, be doing cartwheels on IG Reels and stuff. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you can position yourself to be the face of the brand. Simple as that, right? Because when you're just starting out or when you're trying to grow it, there's a lot of advantages on being the face of your brand. And it also adds another layer of authenticity to the brand, because this is literally who you are. Don't be ashamed of yourself. Don't be afraid to put your face out there. A lot of people are like, I don't want to do it because this, or I don't want to do it because of that. But you can't be afraid of what people are going to think. You can't be afraid of any of the criticism. You have to own who you are, because there's so many unique opportunities and so many unique experiences that are waiting for you. But if you don't put yourself out there and connect it to a great quality product, those opportunities will not find you. There's a lot of opportunities that are seeking you that only you can experience, but you have to put your face out there. So hiding behind a product and making $200,000-$300,000 a year, that's cool as long as that's what you want to do. But if you want to really take things to a whole nother level, you kind of, put yourself out there a little bit. And we're in the age of authenticity. We're in the age of, be you. So there's never been a better time to be the face of your brand. It doesn't matter what you look like. As long as and that's why I say brand is so important, because as long as you have a mission and a real purpose for your company, there's a group of people in this world that's going to fuck with you and really rock with you. So it's really about getting over your own self and just, being in alignment with what you're selling. And so that's another thing. Is this company really true to you, or did you want to just make money? Because if it's not true to you, you're not going to want to be the face of your brand. But if this shit is really you, you ain't gonna mind being the face of your brand, because this is what you truly stand for, and you're willing to put your name, behind that and stand behind that. So those are things that, you want to think about. Should you be the face of your brand or should you not? It's really all up to you. I think yes, but you got to embody it. You got to live it. You got to be it, right? You got to stand for that. And it just has to be your lifestyle already. And if it's not, that's what's gonna make you be reluctant to even be in the face of your brand, right? So that's today's episode. That's what I wanted to talk about. Think about that. Let me know in the comments, what you think. Do you want to be the face of your brand? Are you the face of your brand? Are you going to transition into being the face of your brand? Stop being shy. That shy shit don't work. When you shy, things pass you by. That's what the OG told me. When you shy, things pass you by. Don't be shy, right? Stop that. So always remember, everything you do in life starts with a vision, and we are going to see you on the next episode. Peace.